ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Also, don't have the setup quite as good as I do normally. But this is going to work or not. I can't tell if it's working. It shows me that I'm having connection issues. And it doesn't surprise me with this type of a big, important subject. But I believe Yahweh is dead or banished. And that being established, the question is, what next? Now that Yahweh, the main personage, entity that has been holding us back collectively for all these thousands of years. Hello, Scotty Roberts. We'll see you tonight on the Consequential Rapscallions. If Yahweh is indeed dead or banished, as I think he is, the question becomes, what next? And the answer, I believe, is now that he's gone, our job becomes to rebuild the energetic and frequency structure of this planet. And I'm going to make some strong statements that some of you are not going to agree with. That's okay. You should be used to that by now. It's time for us to quit worrying about extraterrestrials. It's time to quit worrying about blue avians. It's time for us to quit worrying about dark matter from the backside of Uranus. It's time for us to stop worrying about all of these supposed beings, secret space programs, NASA, unsecret space programs. It's time to quit worrying, in my opinion, about all of that, because the most important thing right now is rebuilding the energetic and frequency structure of this planet. It's been used, abused, deconstructed, and messed up for far too long. And it's time for us to concentrate not on the stars, not on the far-flung galaxies, but to concentrate right here on our own planet, and to concentrate right here on our own home, and about getting this home back into the condition that it needs to be in. It's time to quit worrying about other places, other people, other things. Not saying they don't exist, not saying they're not real, not saying that they are, leaving you to your own conclusions, but it's time for us to refocus our spiritual and energetic energies on rebuilding and reconstructing the energetic I am and soul matrix, the energetic and frequency construct of this world. How do we do that? Well, number one, I believe that we need to focus individually, and that's where it all starts. Nothing can be done for you, nothing can be done through you until something's done in you, and you're the only one that can do that. As Sandra says, it's an inside job, Sandra D. So it's time for us, first of all, to come back into balance between our sacred feminine and our sacred masculine. The sacred masculine is just as sacred as the sacred feminine. The sacred feminine is just as sacred as the sacred masculine, and balance is what is called for. It's time for all of us to embrace the completed Christos, the Sophia Christos, if you will, the female Christos, Sophia, and the male Christos, the Word. It's time to embrace and embody the fullness of male divinity and the fullness of female divinity. Good morning, sweetheart. It's time to embrace both of those. And I believe that one of the several reasons that Sandra D was brought into my life is to help me bring out and maximize to its 50% fullness, or really it's both of them 100% in balance, forgive me, both of them 100% in balance, female, male. She has been brought into my life to help me bring that out. And you may have noticed since she came into my life, I'm a little more balanced with my femininity, but I haven't given up my masculinity. as you see and watch these programs, I think you're going to see a full, powerful manifestation of male masculinity and male divinity, and a full manifestation of sacred femininity as well within me as a person. And as we each come to a balance in our masculine and feminine, we come into energetic harmonics, frequency. We come into that place that we need to be as individuals. As I slurp on a quad latte. So first of all, bringing ourselves into male-female sacredness balance. That's job one. Job two is to connect with the planet and the creatures on it. And I'm not talking about other people right now. I'm talking about the planet itself and the creatures on it. And that starts, as Sandra says, on the inside. It's an inside job. That starts with developing spiritual practices. Sandra and I talked about that yesterday. Developing spiritual practices. It's so important in my life that I'm driving on the road. Sandra's 250 miles away, and I pulled off at a Starbucks, Starbeezy. You may know it as Starbeezal, but I pulled off at, and it was just exactly the right time, just happened to be there, coincidence, and was able to do my 5-minute meditation with her and do our 12D shielding together. That's a spiritual practice. And the way to get in touch with the planet is to get in touch with yourself, because you are from this planet. You are of this planet. I don't care if you're a starseed. I don't care if you're from the Pleiades or from Sirius or from Mars or from Jupiter. I don't care if you emerge from the dark moon of Uranus. And I can't really see the chat too well. I'm trying to drive down the road. You're on this planet now. And the soul body that you occupy is of this planet. And if you want to get in touch with the planet, you have to if you want to grow. You have to if you want to ascend. You have to if you want to move on. And if you do want to get in touch with the planet, you got to get in touch with yourself. So getting to male-female balance, learning to get in touch with the planet. How do you get in touch with the planet? Well, it's really complicated. You get in touch with the planet. I wish I'd have known what Scotty said. You get in touch with the planet. You touch the planet. Go out and walk on soil. If you can go to a beach, walk on those crystals. Sit on those crystals. Lie on those crystals. I know some of you, I've heard you. Some of you talk about Sandra and I being too tan, and why are they always out in the sun? Why are they always spending time at the beach? Because we're in contact with the planet. We're laying on the planet. We're walking on the planet with bare foot. Walk on the grass with bare feet. Sit on the grass. Lie on the grass. Roll around on the grass like a dog having a good time. Get yourself in contact with the planet. And as you get in contact with the planet, that's going to help you bring your masculine and your feminine into balance. Vitamin D, bro. That's right. The all caps I can read better. If you want me to see something as I'm doing this, put in all caps. And I still can't guarantee I'll see it, but I'll do my best. So balancing our sacred masculine, feminine, getting in touch with the planet. And then once you get in touch with the planet, you'll begin to learn to interact with the planet. Speak to the planet. Jeff, are you going Dr. Doolittle on us? And I'm not talking about Eddie Murphy, Dr. Doolittle. I'm talking about the original. Yeah. I'm talking about actually entering into communication with Gaia, Terra, Mother Earth. As you begin to walk on her, sit on her, lie on her, interact with her, you'll begin to hear her. The planet is alive. Animals visit Sandra and communicate with her all the time. All caps, please, if you can, everybody. So I can see it. I want to interact with you. And I'm driving down the road at 78 miles an hour. We do need to clean up this planet. And as you begin to listen to the planet, I'm telling you, the grass will talk to you. The trees will talk to you. Hit the all caps if you're going to comment, please, so I can see it. Hit the all caps. Or should I say, hit the all caps? Because it's supposed to be yelling, right? But the grass will begin to talk to you. The soil will begin to talk to you. The stones will begin to talk with you. I know. The trees will begin to talk to you. Will begin to talk to you. Okay, I will. I'll ignore the chat. The animals will begin to talk to you. So what do we do now that Yahweh is dead or banished? We get ourselves into alignment with the sacred masculine and sacred feminine. We get on the planet. We get in touch with the planet. And then we cultivate talking to the planet. And I've got the sense right now to say that as you get in contact with the planet, you may even get a download, hug a tree. Absolutely. Jeff, are you telling me to pet the winds on my porch? Absolutely. All the time now, if I see an animal or a bird, good morning, Mr. Alphaster, I'll say, hello, Mr. Bird, what message do you have for me? And I'll shut my beak and listen. If I see any animal I see, we saw a dolphin the other day, Sandra and I. We shut our beaks and we listened. And as you do this, and as you commit to this, if you're sincere, you may get a download of the planetary language. Great comments. And then, having done that, here's where I get in trouble. I suggest that we reach out to the other sentient beings on this planet. It is the height of humanoid race on this planet. And I don't mean humans like us, but I mean humanoid. I believe, and I've said this before, that we should reach out to benevolent reptilian races. I believe we should reach out to the remnants of the majestic serpents. Does that mean that we should reach out to every reptilian? Some of them are vampires, some of them are bad. I understand that. We're not reaching out to everybody. But again, remember the old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If politics makes for strange bedfellows, ascension might too. I'm willing to work with any and every entity and being that is willing to interact with me in integrity towards the repair of the energetic and frequency structure of this planet and the planet itself. I think we should reach out to and attempt to work with benevolent reptilians. I think that we should reach out and try to work with benevolent beings that live beneath the surface of this earth, benevolent beings that live in the oceans of this earth, benevolent beings that may be in a different frequency or a different harmonic, but yet still exist within our plane of operation here on this planet. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean you're there. Can you see the oxygen you're breathing right now? Nay. Are you still breathing it? Yeah. Because you're not blue, and I don't see sirens, you're not falling over dead. Or hear sirens. Can you see the electricity in your walls? No, but your lights are still on. It's time to get ourselves into male-female divinity balance. It's time to get in touch with the earth. It's time to communicate with the earth. And it's time to reach out and communicate with other beings on this planet and in this dimension, in this quantum reality, that are willing to work with us. And it's time to reach out to true divinity of every level between us and the ultimate inexpressible ones. Between us and the ultimate inexpressible mother, father, father, mother, I believe there is a hierarchy of spiritual beings. Oh, thank you. West Africa, Monrovia, Liberia. Great to have you in the chat room. You honor me with your presence. And we need to, and white people need to start working with black people. Black people need to start working with Mexican people. Hispanic people. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Mexican. Obviously, I mean all Hispanics, not just Mexicans. Whites need to work with blacks. Blacks need to work with Hispanics. Hispanics need to work with Asians. Asians need to work with natives. Natives need to work with white people, and so on, and so on, and so on. The way it worked with religion was Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, put them together, watch them fight. Oh, you never heard that version? That's the real version. That's what happens every time when religion gets involved. I don't care if it's Judaism. I don't care if it's Old Testament. I don't care if it's New Testament. When Yahweh's involved, red and yellow, black and white, put them together, watch them fight. But it's time for us to realize red, yellow, black, white, together will be all right. False racial divides. Every day I get an email from some black person that tells me I'm a white devil. You're stupid. And I'm sorry. I know that I have at least one subscriber that doesn't like to hear me say stupid. But if you think somebody's less than you are because of the color of your skin, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I can't think of another word besides stupid for that. People are people. Red, yellow, black, white, reptilian, Naga, inner earth dweller, different frequency being. It's time for us to work together. And it's time for us to reach out to what we might call demigods. It's time for us to reach out to what we may call Elohim, to what we may call Titans. And I talked about it last night. The higher you get up the food chain, they're not going to pay any attention to you. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to scoff at you. And they might get ticked off at you if you dare to approach them without having done your work. They're not interested in people they got to spoon feed. They're not interested in posers. They're not interested in players. They're interested in people that have done the work. They're not going to move with you. They're not going to move through you. They're not going to move for you until you've done the work in you. So if you're not willing to do the work, this message isn't for you. And to be honest and to be frank, as I always am, until you balance your masculine and feminine, until you get in contact with the earth, until you're listening and interacting with the earth, its plants, its animals, until you've opened your eyes to interaction with all peoples and beings that populate this planet, don't even think about reaching out to divinity. Because divinity won't reach out to you, and anything that accepts you in that case is false and phony and will do nothing but play to your twisted, demented, egoic arrogance that would think to reach out to deity when you won't even turn off the TV. Yeah, I know it's a little hard for you, Bubba. Although I am on 4 shots of espresso. Yahweh's dead. Marduk is dead. Ding dong. The rat bastard is dead. The house has fallen on him. His little toes are shriveled up and swung and retreated under the house, if you understand the Wizard of Oz reference. Now what? Get yourself in male, female. I love you, Sandra. Get yourself in male, female balance. Get yourself in contact with the earth. Get yourself in communication with the earth and its beings. Get yourself in communication with the other hominid type beings that populate this planet in this frequency. And then reach out to divinity. Am I a cult leader? Are you? Oh my. That's what we do. That's what's next. That's what we do. That's what now. Yahweh's dead. Jehovah's dead. He's gone. The rat bastard has been banished or killed, and now it's time to rebuild our personal, energetic, and frequency structure and our collective energy and frequency structure. Forget about the stars. Focus on where we are right here and right now. Let's stay in the moment. And the moment from now is, hello J-Mad in Boston. I know I shouldn't say it, but Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1. Booyah! I'm sorry, I'm a jerk. I take it back, not really. Boston's been beating up on us for so long. I gotta at least get a little shout out. And by the way, no, forget about it. We're not going to talk about that. But this is our calling. This is what we're here for. Stay in this moment. I'm not saying that you're not a starseed. I'm not saying that there's not beings in the cosmos. I'm not saying that there is or isn't a secret space program. I'm not saying that NASA is or isn't lying. I'm just saying this is not the time, this is not the moment for us to worry about any of that. It's time to clean up our own backyard. It's time to clean up ourselves, and it's time to clean up our collective energetic frequency and modulation structure and our planet. And once we get that together, then maybe we'll be equipped and ready to deal with presences and powers and problems and opportunities beyond our present planet and location. But just like trying to go to the deity before you've done any work, you can't go to the stars until you've got your feet firmly planted on terra firma, and until you've got these steps. One more time. Balance your male and female's sacred divinity. Get in touch with the earth. Learn to speak to the earth. Learn to love and interact with the creatures of the earth. Learn to love and interact with the other peoples of the earth. Learn to love and interact with the other beings of the earth. And then begin to reach out to deity that stands ready to help us and assist us once we've done the work and are ready for guidance and assistance and information in the next step. The name Lisa Renee keeps coming to me. She can be of help and assistance to us in this work. She's a strong woman, a powerful woman. I've never met her. I've had correspondence with her. I respect her. Lisa Renee, if you're listening, I hope that one of these days we can get together and do some broadcasts. I'd love to have you with Sandra together on a broadcast to help enlighten the rest of this world, including us too. Somebody toss that fool. Well, here I am, Jeffrey Daugherty, on my way to somewhere else. Thank you for listening. I felt like I had to say this. It was powerful. I think it's timely. This is a big moment for us individually and collectively. Rooney's at home. It's time for us individually and collectively to level up. And in order to level up, you got to tune up inside. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This has been the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. New Cosmic Knowledge about Yahweh being dead and what's next. I'll do my best to come to you later today with some more broadcast excellence. Now 7:30 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. Sandra D. and I will join Heidi Vandenberg on Channel 27 for a great discussion of twin flame spirituality and Vedic astrology. And then at 10 p.m., those lovable, handsome, roguish, consequential rapscallions shall emerge from hiding and regale you with many tales of spirituality and other things. Join me and Scotty Roberts, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The ever lovable, the ever irascible, and the always consequential rapscallions. That's it for me. That's it for me. We'll see more from you. Well, you'll hear more from us later, and I'm hoping that Sandra D will post the highly anticipated conclusion to her empaths and narcissists series. There's 3 up now. I think she plans 4. Whoa, I gotta change hands. My hand went to sleep. So go to Sandra D'Angelo's channel, subscribe, like, share. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, what the hell's wrong with you? Subscribe, like, share, move us up the ranking so more people can hear this teaching. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. I appreciate you. You honor me with your presence. And as I switch hands, I'm going to give you a 76-mile-an-hour salute to the Gospel Truth Army, to the NCK group. This is our time. Ask questions, question answers. Remember you're divine. Remember you're sovereign. Remember you're free. And it's time, yo. It's time, bro. It's time, sister, for you to unindoctrinate yourself. See you real soon.